Come join Corey and I in the kitchen for Freeze Dry Friday. We are making tomato basil soup in the Instapot along with some grilled cheese croutons and storing our leftover in these plastic containers. So come join us and let's see how we get this done. Hey everybody, today we are going to make grilled cheese sandwiches and some homemade, semi-homemade tomato soup in the Instapot, and we're going to actually freeze dry this. First important business is to come out here and pick some basil off our plants that are looking kind of pathetic.
Yeah, because it's been 100 degrees for 15 days.
No rain in sight.
There's some fresh ones here though. That's probably enough.
Let me see.
I don't know, that's two big cans of tomatoes. Let me get some off this one.
While Corey is setting up the Instapot, I'm going to go ahead and tell you about the ingredients. For starters, I'm going to use a big can of 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes with basil. I actually got these at the Dollar Tree. I think we ended up getting like 3 cases because they go for about $6 to $7 at the grocery store. They're organic. One of the things you're going to remember about tomatoes is, although I'm sure they're good for a while after their best by date, tomatoes have high acid in them, just like pineapples, and you're not going to just want to let these go years and years past their best by date. So we got the crushed tomatoes, and then we have a couple of diced, petite diced tomatoes that we need to use. We're going to use a little bit of minced garlic. We're going to use this big container of broth that we made. Is this the turkey broth from the smoked turkey?
Yeah, that one may be smoked
it's
turkey,
pretty
yeah.
dark. I'm pretty sure this is it. So you're going to want to use some kind of chicken stock or whatever you have on hand, better than bouillon. And then we have some heavy whipping cream that we're going to add. So let's go get started on this. We ended up using about 1.5 tablespoons of fresh basil. You can use dry basil as well, whatever your taste buds desire. Corey's going to go ahead and add the broth. The recipe calls for 2 cups. I think that one's a little bit more than 2 cups. I forgot to mention we're also going to add some butter. I think this part is optional. Just kind of gives it a little rich flavor. Here goes the can of crushed tomatoes, by the way. Now we're going in with the 2 cans of diced tomato. Now we're going to go in with the basil. We're not going to measure the garlic. We're just going to go in probably with about 1 tablespoon. I forgot to mention we're going to add about 1 tablespoon of sugar just to kind of offset all that acid. So what we showed you was just the basic recipe, but we're going to go ahead and season it up. We like a lot of seasoning in our tomato soup. So that was Corey's mixture. It's got cumin, smoked salt, what else is it? Garlic, onion seasoning, all the good stuff.
So we put all those ingredients, the cream and the butter come afterward. We're going to put on pressure cook, and we're going to go up to 20 minutes and let it go.
I'm sure everybody knows how to make a grilled cheese sandwich, but instead of doing it on the stovetop the traditional way using butter, we are just going to make about 3 grilled cheese sandwiches in the oven. We've got the oven set to, what was it, 350? 350. We're going to let it go about 20 minutes, about the length of time that we're letting the soup go. Then basically what we're doing is making like grilled cheese croutons, because we're going to put them in the freeze dryer and then be able to add these to our soup at a later date. So stick around, we'll show you how it turns out.
It steamed for about 17 minutes or so.
Now we added about 4 tablespoons of butter. About 1 cup of heavy cream, is that right, babe? All right, let's stir this up. I'm gonna try to bring my camera over here. It's really looking similar to the La Madeleine tomato basil soup. So we'll see how it tastes. We'll give it a taste test, let you know what we think. This butter is going to give it a nice velvety smoothness, and that cream, that heavy cream, is going to give it a nice rich flavor. This is going to be good. This definitely isn't what I would call healthy necessarily. I guess there are worse things you could eat. But this smells amazing, and although it's still over 100 degrees right now, this is going to come in handy when the weather starts cooling off on days that I don't feel like cooking anything and I just want to make a nice big bowl of tomato basil soup. This is going to hit the spot. Oh man, that's incredible. This might be some of the best soup I ever had. Now, just a small reminder, we did use some of our smoked turkey broth. So if you try this and you don't think it tastes as amazing as I do, maybe that's why. But this stuff is delicious. This is some of the best soup I've ever had. This is better than the La Madeleine tomato basil soup. I love the chunks of tomato that are in there. There's like several different textures going on because we have the crushed tomatoes and the diced tomatoes. And make sure that it's good.
I love tomato soup. I grew up as a kid. Tomato and bean and bacon were my favorite. This blows that away. This blows Campbell's out of the park.
No offense, Campbell's. Grilled cheese sandwiches are going into the oven. We'll check on them in about 15 minutes. The grilled cheese croutons are done. I'm the one that's going to be eating them, so, you know, it's just got like one little piece of cheese in it. No big deal. But we're just going to cube it up, freeze dry it when these cool off a little bit. But I wanted to show you something that I have in my preps that I've been meaning to use. Just haven't got around to it. These super cubes, and they are for the purpose of freezing individual portions. I believe there are 4 here, and I think we're gonna have some leftover soup because we made a lot more than what our freeze dryer will hold. We've got the small freeze dryer, so we can put away some of this and freeze it. Now it's time to blow off a little steam. Dang!
Alright, so our tomato soup and our little croutons are done. They're real crispy, you know, styrofoamy like they're supposed to be. The soup is as well. Just take it, you know, it's going to fall apart on me. It's so fragile right now.
Oh, so, yeah, it is.
It's very. So let me get a knife here.
How many servings do you think we can get out of this?
I think we'll go half and half. I get 2 servings each. 1 serving each. 1, 2, 3. So 4 different meals out of this, I think. That'd be good. So I'm gonna put the soup in 4 different bags, and then I'm going to put some croutons in one of the bags. I'm gonna put croutons in this bag. I'll count them out evenly, you know, and then I'll do the soup in one of these. And then I will drop in, and once I do the math, I'll drop in these into this bag and we'll seal it all up.
You're a genius, babe.
We'll figure it out and we'll reconstitute some in a little bit and we'll get back to you. Thank you.
Hazel, this just isn't your day, is it? You got roofers that are making all kinds of noise. Now they're coming through the ceiling. We got roofers. And we got roofers. Hazel said that was a bad joke, Mama. Okay, so we are about to rehydrate the tomato soup and the grilled cheese crouton here. We are waiting for some water to boil. Let me go ahead and put this in here. I know we're not going to need all this water. I'm using some of it for my coffee. Gonna start out with just a little bit. And go ahead and drop the crouton in there so that can start getting a little soft. I don't think this is going to need a whole lot of time to rehydrate, but we'll let the crouton soften up a little bit. We'll be right back. Now it's time for the taste test. I'm going to get Corey's input in a minute, but right now he's hard at work slicing up some bell peppers for the freeze dryer. So he's not a big crouton fan, so I'm going to have the one crouton. That's so good. It tastes just like dunking a grilled cheese sandwich into tomato soup. Really, really good. I better leave a bite. There's not much here. Yeah, it tastes like we just made it. So good. We made it like a few days ago. All right, Corey. It's your turn, babe. You get that last bite. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, it tastes like the day we made it. Nice and smoky. That smoked turkey broth is what did it.
Yeah, I know we're hyping this tomato soup up a lot, and again, it could be because of the broth that we're using from our smoked turkey that we had on Thanksgiving. I'm sure it tastes just as good using regular chicken stock or whatever, but it's a really good, easy, affordable meal, so I like it. 2 thumbs up. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.